This is the ENGWE L20 2.0, and honestly, when I first saw the photos online, I wasn't sure if the look matched my needs. Now, having it right here in front of me, the thing that struck me first is how solid and cool it looks. The frame stands out with this sturdy, modern design that definitely doesn't give off cheap e-bike vibes at all. My experience with e-bikes is pretty varied, but this one already surprised me out of the box. Let's talk about the key features that make the ENGWE L20 2.0 special and what sets it apart for everyday riders, especially someone like me who just wants to hop on and go, no fuss. The L20 2.0 comes with a 52V 13Ah battery system. That's one of the highest voltages you usually see on e-bikes for commuting or weekend riding. In my experience, what this means is more powerful support when you hit the throttle and longer range for those who just want to keep cruising without thinking about recharging every few short trips. If you're new to e-bikes, just know that 52V 13Ah translates to stronger pedal assist and more hours out on the trail or street. The battery is removable, which is a lifesaver for people like me with no convenient charging spot in the garage. You just pop the seat up with a simple lever, slide the battery out, and charge inside overnight. I was also a little worried it'd be bulky, but at roughly 10 pounds, it's actually pretty manageable. Another feature I want to bring up is its folding design. When you first read about folding bikes, sometimes you expect something tiny, but this one is a full-size e-bike with 20-inch wheels and serious presence. The handlebars fold down easily and the whole frame can be folded in half by using the lever near the pedals. It takes me less than a minute to pack it up. This makes it perfect for anyone with limited storage at home, or if you need to travel with your bike and throw it in the trunk of your car, or even the back of an SUV. I'd recommend this for someone who goes camping or wants their bike to fit in tighter spots. The L20 2.0 uses a 7-speed trigger shifter, which helps if you're hitting some hills or just want to fine-tune your cadence as you ride around. I was pleasantly surprised by how smooth the shifting felt, considering this is a budget-friendly e-bike. The derailleur is protected by a guard, so you don't have to constantly stress about bumps knocking the chain off. For comfort, this bike seriously delivers. It has a dual suspension setup, with a front fork you can lock out if you want a stiffer ride, and a suspension seat post at the back. A lot of folding or budget e-bikes skip rear suspension entirely, so this is a huge plus. I've taken it down bumpy trails, city roads with potholes, and even some light off-road, and the ride is smoother than I expected. The seat is super wide and cushy, so on long commutes, I'm not constantly shifting around to get comfortable. There's also an airflow gap in the middle of the seat, which helps more than you might think on summer days. There are fenders on both the front and back wheels. They're metal, and while that feels premium and durable, I did notice they can rattle a bit on really rough terrain. It's a trade-off, since I prefer sturdy fenders over plastic ones that crack. Assembly was straightforward since it was mostly put together out of the box. Even if this is your first e-bike, you shouldn't have trouble getting rolling quickly. One little detail I appreciated is the integrated rear rack. It has mounting points for baskets or panniers. For someone like me who's always carrying a backpack, this is really practical. There's a bright headlight that you can switch on from the handlebar controls, which is important for early morning or evening rides, and a taillight that goes brighter when you hit the brakes, so cars actually notice you stopping. The color LCD is sharp and easy to use, though in very bright sunlight or with sunglasses, it's occasionally hard to read. You get the standard info like speed, trip mileage, battery status, and pedal assist level. Sometimes the speed reads a mile or two fast, so if you're strict about those numbers, keep that in mind. The throttle performs well, and the 52V system gets the bike up to the 20 mph limit in no time with just a twist. With pedal assist, on flat ground, you can easily hit around 28 mph. If you're new to e-bikes, pedal assist means the motor gives you power based on how hard you pedal, while throttle lets you zip along without pedaling. For me, having both is a big plus, especially when I want to relax and not break a sweat. The fat 20x3-inch tires handle all types of terrain, from city streets to dirt trails. I've used the L20 2.0 for urban commutes, grocery runs, and casual weekend rides to the park. From my experience, this e-bike is seriously versatile. I had a few doubts before riding, especially about size, since at 6 feet tall, some folding e-bikes just feel too small. But this one actually has a seat post that adjusts high enough for even taller people. I found the riding position comfortable, and the generous height range means most adults, except maybe shorter ones under 5, should get a good fit. If you're much shorter, Just know that you might not be able to get both feet flat on the ground when seated. This could be something to think about for new riders or those less comfortable with tall bikes. Now, let's be real about the weaker sides. The motor can get a little noisy, especially if you crank up the pedal assist. It's not overwhelming, but you'll notice it on quiet trails. Some folks also might find the brake squeal a bit much, but it's standard with mechanical disc brakes after wet rides or if the pads aren't well bedded in. The actual weight of the bike is around 60 pounds with the battery, so it's not feather light, but the folding feature really helps with lifting and storing. In conclusion, I think the ENGWE L20 2.0 is perfect for commuters, beginners looking for their first serious e-bike, or anyone who needs flexibility with transport. It combines strong performance, practical features like the rack, dual suspension, real-world range, and a design that looks and feels much more expensive than it really is. Sure, it's not flawless, the loud motor, sun glare on the display, and some weight, but those are minor issues for me compared to what you get. I'd recommend this for anyone wanting a sturdy, feature-packed, and comfortable e-bike on a reasonable budget. If you're considering getting into e-bikes, the ENGWE L20 2.0 is a solid step up and a lot of fun to use every day. I will leave all the information about the ENGWE L20 2.0 in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.